Okay, good morning, everybody. Call our meeting to order. Welcome to the October 18th, 2022 Board of County Commissioners meeting. If you'd all please rise, we'll do a moment of silence, and then we will follow that with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Stay down.
Thank you. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, this morning's agenda, we have two additional items. That would be consent item number 11, adopt a proclamation recognizing the 22nd Annual Bible Reading Marathon in Martin County, Florida. And the other item is consent item number 12, request adoption of a resolution to invite text amendment to the Comprehensive Plan Growth Management Plan. We have no polls at this time and no other additional items. We need a motion for the agenda.
Oh, Mr. Chair, I'll move approval with additional items, consent 11 and 12.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any further discussion? All in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
All is opposed, motion carries unanimously. This morning we have a couple proclamations and we have some folks in the audience, so let's start off with the Paralegal Day proclamation.
Good morning, Commissioners. Paralegals are known for their integrity and professionalism as they support essential services, legal research, real estate matters, and other facets of law practice. October 23rd is recognized as Paralegal Day, and the Board would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the men and women of this profession for their diligence in meeting the continuing needs of our communities. And here to accept, we have Mandy Johns, who's our certified paralegal with the Real Property Division of Martin County Public Works.
Good morning.
Morning.
October 23rd is recognized as National Paralegal Day in the U.S. and Florida. Paralegal Day has provided an opportunity to recognize and appreciate the work of all paralegals in our state and nation. A paralegal is an essential part of an attorney's administrative team, and as the need for attorneys grow, skilled paralegals are increasingly in demand. The National Federation of Paralegal Associations, which was created in 1974, has grown to consist of 50 organizations with over 9,000 individual members. The Florida Bar currently has 4,700 registered paralegals who assist 107,000 Florida Bar authorized attorneys. Paralegals and legal assistants are largely considered the backbone of every law firm and fulfill critical roles within the community. From conducting research, drafting pleadings, contracts, and more, these legal professionals are integral in supporting attorneys. Here at Martin County, we real property paralegals are responsible for creating, implementing, managing leases of county-owned property, as well as county leases of outside properties. We are responsible for obtaining or giving easements for drainage, utilities, access, maintenance, and many more other needs. We are also responsible for acquiring new property that's needed for purchases, as well as disposing of surplus property and maintaining the list of surplus properties. We are lucky enough to be able to work with most departments within the county on a regular basis in order to help them effectuate the needs and wants when it comes to real property. As we celebrate National Paralegal Day this year, we are reminded that paralegals are a growing force within the legal field. We hope you will take a moment to sincerely thank those hardworking individuals who are responsible gatekeepers for the legal profession.
All right, let's do a couple. 1, 2, 3. All right. Thank you, Andy. Next, we have a proclamation declaring Character Counts Week in Martin County. The character of a nation is only as strong as the character of its individual citizens, and the public good benefits when young people learn that good character counts in personal relationships, school, and the workplace. To that end, the board is pleased to acknowledge October 16th through the 22nd, 2022 as Character Counts Week and recognizes the importance of fostering and promoting good character. And here, representing the Boys and Girls Clubs of Martin County is Megan Shirey.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
The foundation of a community lies within the character of the people. Character, the moral qualities distinctive to an individual, is not an inherent trait. Trustworthiness, respect, responsibility, and other values of character are developed through constant, purposeful actions and revealed over time. Boys and Girls Clubs of Martin County is invested in the implementation of the foundation of character in the youth of Martin County through a partnership with the Martin County School District and the National Character Counts program. The Character Counts initiative focuses on the 6 pillars of character: trustworthiness, respect, responsibility, as well as fairness, caring, and citizenship. Each of these pillars is taught to students accompanied by lessons, activities, and role-playing scenarios. It is currently the country's largest character development initiative, used in thousands of schools, youth organizations, and communities, reaching millions of students throughout the United States as well as other countries. First declared National Character Counts Week in 1993, the United States President, the U.S. Senate, state governors, and officials around the world proclaimed the 3rd week in October as Character Counts Week, a time to highlight this character education and the importance of modeling good character. We invite you all to join us in celebrating this partnership this Thursday at the Palm City Community Center at 5:30 to celebrate this wonderful organization. Thank you for your time and your support acknowledging this essential program in Martin County.
Mr. Chair, if you don't mind, I'd like to recognize School Board Member Victoria Deffenthaler, principal for decades at Bessie Creek, and then a school board member. I know she's cycling off in a couple of weeks. I don't know if we'll have her here again. I just wanted to thank her personally for all of her work for our community. Ms. Deffenthaler, thank you so much.
And our final proclamation this morning, Commissioners, is declaring Disability Employment Awareness Month in Martin County, Florida. October 2022 marks the 77th anniversary of National Disability Employment Awareness Month, the purpose of which is to educate about disability employment issues and celebrate the many contributions of America's workers with disabilities. Residents are urged to observe this month and help advance the important message that people with disabilities add value and talent to our workplaces and communities. And here we have a couple folks to speak, disability employment advocates, Collie Casey and Riley Danon.
Good morning.
Hi, my name is Collie Casey. My next year in high school, I want to plug a search because I wanted a job. Get to get a paycheck. I have a debit card so that I can be independent with my own money. I like to buy smoothies and take my family to breakfast. Please support Department for People with Disabilities. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Ray Dinnan. I have a job. Yeah, Dunkin' Donuts. I love my job. my paycheck. I want different car by things. Very days need to work to more separated support people want celebrities is very is given work figure you.
We got a bunch of big ones.
Nice job, guys.
You guys want to hold this?
Labeled jars, not people.
Morning.
Buddy?
Just Diane.
Yeah?
Yeah. So,
All right, everybody smile. Let's take a couple pictures here. 1, 2, 3. Keep smiling, you got a lot of photos. Did I get it? Yeah. Thank you very much. Yes, absolutely. Thank you. Love you guys.
okay, so the challenge for our public speakers is to top all of that. Good luck. Let's see. Our agenda. So first thing up this morning, we do have a couple public speakers this morning. Mr. Pine, you'll be first, followed by Joyce Fletcher Menard and by Austin Holzmarker. Mr. Pine, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name's Tom Pine. I lived in Martin County for over 50 years. I presently reside in the Jensen Beach area. Here we go again today in the consent agenda, $13,978,077.50 spent between September 27th and October 3rd, 2022, without identifying the payees or the payments or the purpose of the payments. As the county gets ready to hold an open house for our brand-new golf course, the total cost is still a little murky because of the hundreds of thousands of dollars in engineering overcosts and construction cost overruns that have been hidden in the consent agenda as routine expenditures. It's a beautiful golf course with every bell and whistle known to mankind. Money is no problem after all. This is Martin County, where money grows on trees. Keeping up with the premise that money grows on trees in Martin County, I believe coming up before this commission will be a presentation to use CRA funds, that's tax dollars, to give to businesses in the CAR districts to improve their appearance of their property. This is one more example that our Martin County government does not operate as a democracy. If these businesses are in such poor condition, where's code enforcement? Or is the Martin County Chamber of Commerce just too powerful? Today, once again, it appears senior staff will be making a presentation to make changes to our comp plan, and I'll quote, internal consistency. That's usually code talk for another developer getting ready to present plans for approval to speed up the process for the developer, who works directly with senior staff to clean up any problems before making any application. This way, most of the decision on any changes that the developer wants is behind closed doors, hidden from the taxpayers of Martin County. The last time I remember this happening, this scheme being used, was earlier this year in Rio. Senior staff came before this commission with several changes to the comp plan. The one that stuck out to me was to eliminate the river setbacks along the St. Lucie River in Rio, which this commission approved. A short time later, a developer made his presentation. Of course, it was approved. By eliminating the river setbacks on the St. Lucie River in Rio, our government is setting us up for more problems with the algae in the future, while the state and federal government work to eliminate algae and coming from Lake Okeechobee, Martin County government is doing what they can to replace it. This is one of the issues T.J. McGovern, who ran for County Commission District 2, brought up several occasions. Why do developers get almost any change they want, but rules regarding homeowners are carved in stone? Thank you for your time. Have a great day.
Thank you, sir. Joyce Menard, please. And following Ms. Menard is Austin Hawksmeyer. Good morning.
Good morning. Not asking for money, and I'm pretty funny, so good morning. I'm the president of the All Saints Cemetery Board in Jensen Beach. Before COVID, back in 2020, this board had provided funding to have our 9-acre cemetery surveyed by Bowman Consultants. In addition to providing us a legal description, a transcription of all grave markers found, and the GPS location of all of the gravestones, we have now got it written down, and it's extremely helpful, so thank you. This has enabled us to have 86% of our grave markers with GPS locations to assist families and loved ones in finding those who are buried at All Saints through the use of Find a Grave, a website that's community sourced. There are 3 flyers of ongoing events in our historic cemetery that should be provided to you by now. Today, we're having cemetery preservation training and grave marker cleaning available to the public by the representatives in the National Park Service. This is the agency that takes care of our national parks for all our veterans and other American heroes. You will see their qualifications on the flyer. We are blessed to have them. This was provided for by the money raised through the tours that we have at the cemetery. They'll be repairing, resetting, cleaning our oldest markers. This was funded through our inaugural self-guided tour. Our pioneers are buried here. The other flyer is 2-sided. One side has the advertisement for our 3rd annual self-guided tour fundraiser. All Saints is a 501c3 organization and is not funded by the church at any level. We have to make it on our own. Entitled Our Neighbors of Note will provide newcomers interesting information on educators, musicians, entrepreneurs, and community leaders. For those longtime residents, we hope will provide you a kind of kernel of information that you go, I didn't know that, because that's what we're hoping for. For those who are new to the area, they'll find it interesting, we hope. The booklets on veterans buried there and our pioneers buried there are still available. Same low price, $15 or $17.50 if you order by mail. On the reverse side of the dual-sided brochure, you will see that on Wednesday, November 2nd at 6 p.m., we will have a All Hallows Eve or All Souls Day service. This is open to the public. We invite you to join us. It's a pretty beautiful view to sit out on the top of that cemetery hill overlooking the Indian River Lagoon at sunset. So we invite you all to come.
Joyce, can you just, again, so if you are, if someone's trying to find somebody in the cemetery, where do you go? How do you get there?
If the staff is not available and they're
On the website?
on the website, Find a Grave, you'll search for All Saints Cemetery, Jensen Beach. Once you get there, you'll search for the person by name. Then you'll see a little, as you come down under burial, it'll say Show Map, and you'll click on that, and it'll show you a map, which you'll enlarge, and then it also gives you the opportunity to see an aerial view that is much more helpful in finding the specific grave. So at 86% of 5,700 markers, we're doing fairly well.
And Harold, didn't you do the similar down Hobe Sound?
Yeah.
And we're going, Commissioner Jenkins, we're going to try and get our experts down to the Gomez Cemetery today or before they leave this week because they're busy putting things back together at All Saints. And we'll have before and after photos to show of the great work they're coming. And since we did so well on our first tour, we're hoping to be able to bring them back again.
And so the plan is to train some local folks to be able to do, restorations,
To
rehabs,
clean them safely.
and clean them so they don't
And
mess
then
them up for the future.
reset them, so our staff will reset them, so, because the remark was that we have the highest amount of sinkage because of that white sugar sand. So they're digging them out. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for all you're doing up there. Mr. Holzmacher?
Looks dangerous.
Good morning.
Morning. My name is Austin Holzmacher. I'm a homeowner and current resident of Palm City. Also a disabled veteran on a fixed income. And the issue I'm bringing today is something I can't find a solution for through customer service at Martin County Utilities. I've been without water since September 6th. I've conducted an independent review and investigation. I've spoke with counsel, and I've concluded Martin County Utilities took actions of deliberate misconduct and or negligence that resulted in my 6-week loss of running water. My patience has naturally been stretched thin, and like I said, no remedy can be found through Martin County Utilities customer service. They are where the issue came from. Requires a top-down solution where an elected representative, preferably everybody, but anyone that can use some of the authority the office affords to simply and quickly get my water back. Now, basic account information. All fees and fines have been paid. There's no outstanding balance on my account. The $50 reconnection fee has also been paid. Everything has been paid. Account balance currently 0. I do not have a meter at my house. The entire meter fixture has been removed. There's no physical connection between my pipe and the house. And it's unfortunate that Martin County has a monopoly given to Martin County Utilities, so there's no other options for me when I want running water. I've got county ordinance here on discontinuation of service, and I've committed nothing in here. I have a whole account statement showing there's no further balance. History of online payments going back 2 years. Further, if you want to go look at checks, and I have a timeline of events here. I've gone through all of this. I'm bringing this now before the attention of the commissioners. I hope that it can be resolved without this issue going any further, but I have prepared to file in court against the county. I don't want to do that, and any solution which does not lead to that, I'm willing to accept. So that's all I have for you this morning.
Thank you, sir. I think Mr. Donaldson has been taking copious notes.
Can you leave that folder for us, the old link?
Yes, I do. I don't have 9 copies, but I do have.
That's fine.
You just need 1 copy. You can leave it with our attorney, and I'll get back in touch with you.
Thank you.
First on here, that old link.
Okay, that is the last public speaker forum we have for this morning, which brings us to commissioner comments. Commissioner Jenkins, do you have anything for us this morning?
Good for now, thank you.
Commissioner Heatherington?
I'm all set too.
Commissioner Campy?
I'm all set.
Commissioner Hurd?
I'm set.
Mr. Donaldson?
Yes, just a brief announcement.
Mike?
Just a brief announcement this morning. We have received an award for our Susan Kors and her team through our CRA group, the Roy F. Kenzie Award for the Map Road Town Center. And I just wanted to thank Susan and her staff with community development on doing an excellent job and getting that award.
And what district would that be, Commissioner Campy?
Award-winning District Number 5.
I didn't want to steal your
I appreciate it.
your chiming in, Commissioner Hurd.
Yeah, I should say that the long-awaited opening of the golf clubhouse is going to be on Thursday at 6 o'clock. The clubhouse and all of the assets there will be open for business starting this Friday. So we're thrilled to be able to reopen these fine facilities.
That's great. You want to add anything? No? Do you want to add anything on the golf course?
There we go.
Oh, no. Okay. All right, that's all we have for this morning for I'm sorry.
Here they are, they didn't get the acknowledgement of their
Susan,
award.
would you like to come up and get clapped for in person?
And the other guy with the,
And the rest of your team there?
go take a picture with them, Doug.
Out and display it for the audience.
Does it come with a cash prize of $1 million?
If only. So it says the Florida Redevelopment Association
the mic?
2022 Roy F. Kenzie Award,
Susan.
Capital Project Infrastructure.
Mike,
Is
Oh, sorry.
it's your birthday today. That's what he said.
I said it's her first day.
Oh, I thought he said your birthday.
It is not my birthday,
And it's not your first day.
and it's not my first day. Anyway, this is for Capital Project Infrastructure for Map Road Town Center. Yeah,
Happy would like to
And
come
we-
down and take a photo because it's his district.
I knew that.
We all knew that.
Fundraiser for another $1 million.
But I would just like to say, just a quick thank you to the board for their support on the project and for all the other departments that, without their help, we couldn't do this, most especially Public Works.
Fantastic.
So thank you to all. This was certainly a team effort, and we beat out some of the big guys on this one, so.
NAC and CRA.
Oh, and the NAC and CRA.
There you go.
And your family.
It's going to have to be a selfie, Ed.
We're just going to stand here.
You were taking a picture.
Okay. Taking our picture. You wanted the picture?
Fantastic.
Wait, go back there.
Laura left us.
I was taking a mental. A mental. Gotta settle it down, that clever humor.
Thank you very much. Well done.
Thank you.
It looks beautiful too, by the way. Looks really, really good over there.
Leave it on my desk.
Okay, with that, nice little announcement. Ms. Woods, you have anything from the attorney's office? Okay. First item up this morning is public hearing, item number 1, legislative public hearing to consider adoption of comprehensive plan amendment CPA 2104, Florida Inland Navigation District Future Land Use Map Amendment. Mr. Doolin, good morning.
Good morning, members of the board. My name is Clyde Doolin. I'm with the Martin County Growth Management Department. And we have 4 public hearings, all related. Public hearing 1 and PHQJ1 are related, as are the ones that follow. Before I launch into the details and the specifics of the CPA 2104 Florida Inland Navigation District, I'd like to say that the public hearing 1 and public hearing 2 are legislative public hearings. The board has a wide discretion on the decisions. The items, the future land use map amendments came before the board previously. The LPA voted to recommend approval. The board voted to transmit the amendments to the state agencies and to surrounding jurisdictions. We received no comments, objections, or even technical suggestions from the Department of Economic Opportunity. No opposition in any way to these amendments. So before I get into the specifics again, I want to try and give you an overview of the 2 related amendments, CPA 2104 FIND and CPA 2105 LCSC. The FIND property is 62.9 acres and is outlined in red here. It has a conservation future land use designation on it presently. The Loblolly Bay residential community is directly to the south. The Loblolly Pines subdivision is directly to the west. This yellow line where my cursor is moving is Gomez Avenue. It's the north end of Gomez Avenue. It dead ends up here, approximately here where my cursor is. The property to the north is owned by the Loblolly Community Service Corporation. It's 51.79 acres. And the 2 entities are proposing to swap about 51 acres between the 2. And this graphic shows that. The area in red will be acquired by LCSC, and all of the area in pink with the estate density residential would be acquired by FIND, Florida Inland Navigation District. The Florida Inland Navigation District would retain this part with the Conservation Future Land Use designation on in between the two. So find what is currently the Florida Inland Navigation District property right now has a conservation designation, and its proposed designation will be residential estate density here on the south end. And the LCSC property, which we'll discuss in the public hearing number 2, will end up having 2 different future land use designations, as shown in this graphic. And this part is the part that gets retained by Florida Inland Navigation District, and it also, as you can see, has 2 different future land use designations. This is all part of a swap that's proposed between the 2 property owners, and but we had to process them as 2 separate future land use map amendments and 2 separate sets of concurrent rezonings. So with that overview finished, I will go back to a description of this particular future land use map amendment, which has been opened for public hearing. The proposal is to change the future land use map on 51.2 acres from public conservation to residential estate density, and 3.16 acres from public conservation to general institutional, which would leave the 8.62 acres that's already public conservation unchanged within the 62.9 acre parcel. Staff recommends approval of these changes. The public conservation designation is not appropriate for property that would be used for activities of piling up spoil and dredge material. The institutional general future land use designation is specifically called out in our comprehensive plan as the appropriate future land use designation for that. And so with that, I will end this presentation for public hearing 1 and say staff recommends approval.
Fantastic. Thank you for that. Commissioners, any questions for Mr. Doolin? Mr. Crady, are you here representing all of this?
Yes, for the record, my name is Morris Crady, senior partner with Aceto & Associates, and I'm here on behalf of Loblolly Community Service Corporation and also Florida Inland Navigational District, which is fine. And we're in agreement with staff's recommendation of approval, and I do have the proof of notice to surrounding property owners. And that notice also includes the next item, which is the rezoning application. So I do appreciate staff's help in sorting out these land uses and updating the zoning in accordance with current county comprehensive plan requirements. And I'll be glad to answer any questions.
Great. Any questions for Mr. Crady, for the applicant? Seeing none, this is a public hearing. Anybody from the public wish to comment on this item? Seeing none, back to the board.
Move to approve. Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any further discussion? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All is opposed. Motion carries unanimously. Mr. Doolin, you going to have the next one?
Yes.
Item, quasi-judicial item number 1, public hearing to consider amendment of the Martin County zoning atlas to change the zoning district classification from, or for CPA 21-4, Florida Inland Navigation District, FIND. Mr. Doolin, do you have your work history that you need to put in for that?
I do. It's been given to the clerk.
Okay, and the notices, Mr. Crady, were given just prior to. We need to swear in any witnesses, because this is ex parte.
If anybody has any ex parte
I'll do
communication.
that after I switched them up. I screwed up and I already got people standing, so swear them in.
Raise your right hands. Do you swear or affirm that the evidence you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Communication.
I do, and it was a long time ago, and they have been filed.
Commissioner Heatherington,
If any, they've been filed.
Commissioner Campy,
If any, they've been filed.
Commissioner Hurd.
Filed.
If I have them, they are filed. We did notices, we did swearing in. Do we have any interveners, Mr. Doolin?
We do not.
Okay, you're up.
So this is a proposed change to the zoning atlas to implement the future land use map amendment change that was just voted upon. The existing A1A agricultural zoning district that's assigned to the property is inconsistent with both the existing land use designation and the proposed land and the adopted land use designation that was just voted upon. The property is proposed for change from A1A agricultural district to RE1-A residential estate district, the PS2 public service district, and the PC Public Conservation Zoning District on the 62.98 acres. And I'd be happy to provide any additional information, but with that, I'll cease and say staff recommends approval.
Fantastic. Commissioners, questions for our staff? Hearing none. Mr. Crady, anything further? Do you just want to come up and say that you agree with staff's recommendation?
Again, for the record, Morris Crady, and we're in agreement with staff's recommendation.
Great, thank you. Any questions for the applicant? Mr. Crady? Hearing none. This is a public hearing. Anybody from the audience wish to comment on this public hearing, which is quasi-judicial item number 1, public hearing to consider amendment of the Martin County Zoning Atlas to change the zoning district classification for CPA 21-4 Florida Inland Navigation. Seeing no one from the public, we need a motion.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All is opposed. Motion carries unanimously. Mr. Doolan, thank you. We have the next item, which is public hearing, item number 2, legislative public hearing to consider adoption of comprehensive plan amendment CPA 21-05, Loblolly Community Service Corp. Future land use map amendment.
Thank you. Mr. Chair, members of the board, this is the property, the northern property that it was shown in those graphics earlier. This is a request to change the future land use designation on 51.79 acres from residential estate density to general institutional on 14.70 acres and public conservation on 37.09 acres. It's located on the north end of Gomez Avenue, and staff recommends approval.
Fantastic. Questions for staff? Seeing none. Mr. Crady, again.
I do have, the proof of notice to surrounding property owners. And again, I'm here on behalf of both applicants, Morris Crady, senior partner with Lucido and Associates. And we're in agreement with staff's recommendation.
Any questions for the applicant on this item? Seeing none, this is a public hearing. Anybody from the public wish to comment on public hearing item number 2, a legislative public hearing to consider adoption of comprehensive plan amendment 2105, Loblolly Community Service Corp. Future land use map. Seeing no one from the audience, back to the board. Any other questions of staff? We need a motion.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion. We have a second. Any further discussion? All in favor of the motion, say aye. Aye. All is opposed. Motion carries unanimously. Next item is quasi-judicial, public hearing to consider amendment of the Martin County Community Zoning Atlas to change the zoning district classification for CPA 21-05 Loblolly Community Service Corp. This is quasi-judicial. Commissioner Jenkins, do you have any ex parte?
Again, a long time ago, and they've been all filed.
Commissioner Heatherington.
If any of them have been filed.
Commissioner Campy.
If I have any that have been filed.
Commissioner Hurd.
Mine have been filed.
If I have them, they are filed. Do you have anything to turn in, Mr. Doolan, for your work history?
I do, and it's been turned in with the clerk already.
Fantastic. We need to swear in any witnesses that will be testifying.
Raise your right hands. Do you swear or affirm that the evidence you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Say anything this time?
No interveners?
Fantastic. Mr. Doolan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the board. This is a proposed zoning district change from 2 zoning districts, IZ, interim zoning, and E1, estates and suburban homes, to PS2, public service district, and PC, public conservation district, on 51.79 acres. Neither the IZ interim zoning nor the E1 estates and suburban homes district are consistent with the existing future land use designation or the proposed future land use designations that were just voted upon. The proposed zoning districts, PS2 and PC, are consistent with the future land use designations that the board just considered in the last public hearing, and will implement those future land use designations consistent with other comprehensive plan policies, and it'll be consistent with the new owner, the Florida Inland Navigation District's use of the land. And with that, staff recommends approval.
Great. Commissioner Hurd.
Yeah, interim zoning is new to me. What can be done with interim zoning, and how many properties approximately in Martin County bear this zoning?
Nothing can be done with interim zoning. It is not, I wouldn't really call it a zoning district. It was something established back in '67, when the zoning code was first created. It was assigned to a number of pieces of property, the north end of Jupiter Island, where the state park is today, a number of properties in other portions of the county, western Martin County, have it. I don't know the thinking that went into it back in 1967, but it's not really a zoning district that you can do anything with.
So there are no allowed uses or no prohibitions either?
Well, if someone came in, we would recommend that they rezone the property to one that's consistent with the land use designation.
What could they do if they didn't?
One home.
They can't, Elise Elder, Senior Assistant County Attorney, they can't do anything on the property until they rezone it. Nothing at this point for the interim zoning.
And we don't have any idea why this zoning district was established?
It was done in '67, so I don't think anybody here has any knowledge of why, but an applicant or someone is not allowed to really do anything. I have.
Thanks.
He has been, just not here.
I thought he was like born here. Okay, any other questions of staff on this item? Seeing none,
Stacy wasn't around.
no, Stacy was not around.
Came shortly after that. Oh, a little bit after that.
Mr. Crady,
Yes. Again, for the record, Morris Crady here on behalf of the applicant, and we are in agreement with staff recommendation of approval.
any questions for the applicant? Seeing none, this is a public hearing. Anybody from the public wish to comment on public hearing quasi-judicial item number 2? Public hearing to consider amendment of the Martin County zoning atlas to change the zoning district classification for CPA 21-05 Loblolly Community Service Corporation. Seeing none, just a general comment. This has been a long time in the making, putting all this together, and both our staff, Mr. Crady and Loblolly, thank you for your efforts in swapping, blending, moving around.
You got a light.
Mr. Donaldson,
I was just going to.
you're going to stomp on my parade, aren't you?
No, complete. Yeah,
That's his thing lately.
That's right. If it's not the clock, it's something else. No, Mr. Glenn Scambler's here with Florida Inland Navigation District. He is their finance director, and this project does benefit the county too by moving other publicly managed properties next to the state park and the county-owned property. So it does fit well with our management for that area. And Glenn's done a great job for decades managing the Inland Navigation District's finance.
Maybe he knows about the interim zoning.
He may know.
Thank you, sir. I would say this also, Find is also working on a project on Savannah Road in Jensen Beach that is well under construction. Had a resident call yesterday and was curious as to what was going on out there, and it's consistent, I think, with a project that has happened up on Indian River Drive with the impoundment areas that they're building. And so we look forward to the completion of that, but please send back our thanks to Find for doing all the work that they're doing in the community. And again, with Loblolly pulling this all together, I think the first time I heard about this was probably 15 years ago, that there was an interest in moving these pieces of property around and getting things realigned down there. So, long time in coming.
Sounds like an FDOT project.
Huh?
Sounds like an FDOT project.
Yeah. Okay, I believe that we need a motion.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any further discussion on the motion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All is opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
Applicant was leaving before the vote was.
Thank you,
know.
members of the board.
Thank you, Mr. Dillon. Appreciate your work on
Send him
that.
back to the drawing board.
That was kind of risky, huh? You never
Really
know.
confident.
I just want to note to anybody listening that the dais is falling apart up here.
Been rough on that.
Not the
Physical
not the
structure.
dais,
Not the
but
group.
the table.
Countertop.
The literal dais.
The literal dais is coming apart.
It's pinched me twice.
That was Don's plan. I saw him there.
Yeah, he's got a little switch over there. It
Yeah.
zings you at the end there.
Fast.
All right.
I guess that really hit a sore spot with you.
I guess it did. Next,
Spot we don't want in November.
Yeah.
I'll take that spot. That's fine. I like it down there. Next item up is Another quasi judicial, we have a request for plat approval for the Banyan Bay Planned Unit Development Phase 3. Good morning.
Morning.
Ms. Nagel, good morning.
Yes, I'd like to, Pete Walden, Deputy Director of Growth Management.
That's out of the bag now.
Yeah, and I'd like to introduce Liz Noggle, who is our new principal
County
planner,
attorney.
who you'll be.
Wow, it's a lot of moving parts going on this morning. Okay, this is quasi judicial. Commissioner Jenkins, do you have any ex parte?
I don't believe I do, but if they do, they've been filed.
Commissioner Heatherington?
If any, they've been filed.
Commissioner Cappy?
If any, they've been filed.
Commissioner Hurd?
Mine have been filed.
If I have them, they are filed. We need anybody in the audience that's going to be testifying to be sworn in, please.
Raise your right hands. Do you swear or affirm that the evidence you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Fantastic. Do we have work histories passed in and
Yes.
Yes, here.
all that sort of stuff? Did we have any interveners?
No.
No, we did not. Okay, then guess what?
Okay.
You're up.
Good morning.
Morning.
No notices were required for this application. This is, Elizabeth Liz Noggle, Principal Planner, for the record. Happy to be here. This is a request by Managed Land Entitlements on behalf of Banyan Bay Max LLC for the plat of Banyan Bay Phase 3. The Phase 3 final site plan, which was the 10th PUD amendment, was approved on August 16th, 2022, for 72 multifamily residential units and the associated infrastructure on approximately 12 undeveloped acres. Phase 3 is part of the overall Banyan Bay PUD, which is an approximately 251-acre parcel with a total of 293 residential units. Phase 3 does have a separate access from Southwest Canner Highway. This is the final site plan that was approved on August 16th of this year. The proposed plat has been found to be consistent with the final site plan. These are not fee simple lots. This is an overall boundary plat under one ownership, platted as a separate parcel from the rest of the Banyan Bay PUD. The plat, Development Review staff has found the application to be in compliance with all applicable regulations, and therefore staff recommends that the board move to receive and file the agenda item, including the staff report as Exhibit 1, and move that the board approve the Banyan Bay Phase 3 plat.
Fantastic. Questions for our staff on Banyan Bay's plat? Commissioner Hurd.
Yeah, we've historically had challenges from people who are exiting and entering their developments on Canner about turn lanes and about left turn lanes. Tell me about right turning and left turning from this entrance and exit. Can you turn left?
Sure. I'm going to let Pete Walden answer because he was the project coordinator for this phase.
And just for our curiosity as well, this is for plat, correct?
This is for plat.
This is for plat, but we can answer the question. The Canner was improved with a right-in turning lane for this project, and it has a separate entrance from the main Banyan Bay development.
I know that we've had requests in the past to put lights at several developments along Canner Highway because people have difficulty getting out onto Canner, and also sometimes turn left or north, which is probably not the safest move. So is that possible from this?
Banyan Bay main entrance has a light at Pomeroy.
But this one is a separate entrance.
This is a separate entrance.
So are they going to be able to, is there a median that would prohibit a left turn lane, or can they?
I believe so. Can you go back there? Excuse me? There's no left turn in. Yeah, there's no left turn into the turn. Thank you, Michael.
So there's a median that would prohibit that?
Correct.
Okay, good, thanks.
Any other questions of staff? Applicant? Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the commission. My name is Michael Sanchez. I'm with Farrell Companies. It's a pleasure to be here with you again. We have nothing to add to the presentation made by staff. Like I said, this right turn lane has been a real thorn in our side, but we're moving forward. It's just been complicated, but we are providing it and getting all the permits for it, and there's no left turn. So also want to congratulate staff for having Ms. Nagel come on. I worked with Liz on for several years in other roles, and county's very fortunate to have her. So.
Wow, there you go.
Thanks, Mike.
Any questions for the applicant, Commissioner Campy?
After public.
Okay, no further. Thank you, sir. This is a public hearing. Anybody from the public wish to comment on this item, which is the request for plat approval for Banyan Bay Planned Unit Development Phase, item number 3? Seeing none, back to the board. Commissioner Campy.
Thank you. I know that we've been at this Banyan Bay Universal project for quite a while, and I think this is one of the final steps to it. I like the concept of the housing, and I reviewed the plan, how it laid out. I think it's an advantage for Martin County residents, so it's my honor to make a motion to accept staff's recommendation.
Second.
We have a motion and we have a second. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Ms. Nagel, that was like out of the box. You got a super nice compliment and you got a 5-0. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is Department Quasi-Judicial, item number 2. Request plat approval for the Sable Point project. Mr. Walden, your work history.
I do. I'd like to turn in a copy of the agenda item in my work history. It is Exhibit 1.
Fantastic. This is quasi-judicial. Commissioner Jenkins.
Don't believe I have any, but if I do, they've been filed.
Commissioner Heatherington.
Don't have any, and they've been filed.
Commissioner Campy.
I don't have any.
Commissioner Hurd.
Mine have been filed.
If I have them, they are filed. We need to swear in any witnesses.
Do you swear or affirm that the evidence you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Do we have any interveners?
No, sir, and no notice is required.
Fantastic. You're up.
Thank you. Once again, Peter Walden, Deputy Growth Management Director. And this is a request by Lucido and Associates on behalf of DR Horton, Inc. for plat approval for a 68-lot, single-family residential subdivision on an approximate 30-acre parcel. The undeveloped site is now under construction and is located approximately 2,500 feet east of Northeast Savannah Road at the end of Northeast Cedar Street right-of-way in Jensen. Included in this application is a request for a certificate of public facilities exemption. The final site plan for the project was approved in March of 2022. The 7-page plat of Sable Point establishes the lots, common areas, and infrastructure tracts and easements that are consistent with the final site plan. This is the final site plan approved in March of this year with some minor technical adjustments made to ensure consistency with the proposed plat. Some labeling and common area amenities show some additional details. Development review staff have found the application to be in compliance with all applicable land development regulations and the comprehensive growth management plan, and staff recommends approval and moves that the board receive and file the agenda item and all attachments as Exhibit 1, and move that the board approve the plat for Sable Point, including the contract for completion of required improvements and the revised final site plan. That concludes my presentation. Be glad to answer any questions.
Walden, thank you. Commissioners, questions for our staff? Seeing none. Mr. Crady.
Hey, good morning. Again, Morris Crady for the record, senior partner with Lucido and Associates, and we're in agreement with staff recommendation of approval, and we'll be glad to answer any questions.
Any questions for Mr. Crady? Seeing none. This is a public hearing. Anybody from the public wish to comment on department item number 2, request plat approval for Sable Point project? Seeing no one back from the public. Again, this is a project that has been on again, off again over the years, and the family that was involved in separating and putting the parcel together and all, just appreciate all their long-standing family history in Jensen. Really kind of a great story. So
I'll move staff's recommendation for approval.
going to say, sometimes that requires a second. Okay, we have a motion, we have a second. Any further discussion from the board on the item? Seeing none, back to the board. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Mr. Walden, thank you on that item. Department item number 3, request for final site plan approval for the Willoughby Townhomes Planned Unit Development Project. Mr. Walden, this is quasi-judicial. You have your work history for this item.
Do
you have any notices required?
No, sir.
On this one, we need to swear in our witnesses or anybody who's going to testify on this item.
Raise your right hands. Do you swear or affirm that the evidence you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Okay, Commissioner Jenkins, do you have any explanation?
They've been filed.
Commissioner Heatherington?
I do, and they've been filed.
Commissioner Campy?
If I have any, they've been filed.
Commissioner Hurd?
Mine have been filed.
If I have them, they are filed. Morris, anything needed to be turned in on this one? No? Any interveners?
No, sir.
Okay. Do we have it all, Elise?
We got it.
Awesome.
Okay,
Mr. Walden,
once
good morning
again,
again.
Peter Walden, Deputy Growth Management Director, and this is a request by Lucido and Associates on behalf of Meritage Homes of Florida, Inc., for a PUD final site plan approval. Included in this application is a request for Certificate of Public Facilities reservation. The final site plan is for the development of 117 residential townhomes and the associated infrastructure on an approximate 18.4 acre parcel that was previously developed with several single-family homes. The project is located at the northeast corner of the intersection of Southeast Willoughby Boulevard and Southeast Salerno Road in Stewart. The PUD agreement and master site plan were approved on April 9th of this year. The public benefits included with this project include the design, permitting, and construction of a multimodal path along Southeast Willoughby's eastern right-of-way. The path will extend from Southeast Salerno Road north for approximately 3,600 feet to the existing sidewalk at Southeast Coral Lakes Way. The developer has also made a $100,000 donation to the county towards traffic safety features on Salerno Road as determined by the county engineer. This is the site location. It's within the primary urban services boundary on the corner of Salerno and Willoughby. This is an aerial of the parcel. The site contains 4 single-family homes and some lakes that were previously dug. This is the final site plan. There is a natural vegetation area that is preserved. This did not qualify as habitat, so there is no PAMP on the property, but there are native trees that will be preserved. The existing lake will be modified with littoral plantings and will be added, and with a proposed lake to the south as well. The developer will dedicate 30 feet of right-of-way along Darling Street and improve the road and Willoughby Boulevard intersection. There is an emergency entrance on Southeast Salerno Road as well. The development review staff has reviewed the application and finds it in compliance with all applicable regulations and the comprehensive growth management plan as detailed in the attached staff report, and recommends approval. And move that the board receive and file the agenda item and all attachments, including the staff report, as Exhibit 1, and move that the board approve the final site plan for the Willoughby Townhomes project, and move that the board adopt a resolution accepting and approving a warranty deed from Meritage Homes of Florida, Inc., a Florida profit corporation, to Martin County for right-of-way dedications on Southeast Salerno Road and on Darling Street, as well as a corner clip on Southeast Salerno Road and Southeast Willoughby Boulevard, and a corner clip on Southeast Darling Street and Southeast Willoughby Boulevard as a condition of approval of the Willoughby Townhomes PUD final site plan, and authorize the chairman to sign any and all documents necessary to complete the transaction. And that concludes my presentation. Be glad to answer any questions.
Fantastic. Mr. Walden, any questions for our staff? Seeing none, Mr. Crady, you're up again.
Thank you. For the record, again, my name is Morris Crady, senior partner with Lucido and Associates. I think Pete did a great job of outlining the background. We were here a couple times earlier this year with a presentation. The outcome of that was ultimately increase in our contribution of $100,000 towards traffic safety on Salerno Road. We have submitted that check and completed all of the post-approval requirements of the master plan. And I believe the final site plan is in compliance with those PUD special conditions and agree with staff's recommendation. Be glad to answer any questions.
Fantastic. Any questions for the applicant?
I don't have a question.
Afterwards? Or no?
No.
Okay.
I just wanted to say that the applicant did a really nice job working with the surrounding neighbors and resolving some of the traffic safety issues. And I, for one, appreciate it, and as do the surrounding neighbors. So pending public comment or any other questions, I will move staff's recommendation.
Second.
Okay, this is a public hearing. There were no questions, other questions for the applicant. Anybody from the public wish to comment on department item number 3, quasi-judicial hearing request for final site plan approval for the Willoughby Townhomes Planned Unit Development Project? Seeing none, back to the board. We have a motion, we have a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Mr. Walden, thank you for your morning. Next item up is department item number 1, Office of Management and Budget, which require board approval. Ms. Manning? Whoops, you don't look like Ms. Manning. Ms. Morley?
Good morning.
Morning.
Stephanie Murley, Budget Financial Manager for the Office of Management and Budget, here to present the OMB item for Jennifer Manning while she's on vacation. I have 6 items. First is permission to apply for the fiscal year 2022 E911 state grant. This is for $531,000 to provide a national platform to provide geospatial routing for wireless devices. The second is on behalf of utilities. It's a permission to accept the FDEP FY22 non-point source grant funding. It's for $850,000 for reducing the cost of connection for residents for the septic to sewer conversion. Next up, we have a permission to accept the FDEP Recreational Trails Program grant for the amount of $398,500 to be used for the construction of the Golden Gate Camino Trail Project in the Golden Gate CRA. It requires a match of $398,500, which is budgeted within the Golden Gate CRA TIF funding. Next, we have the permission to accept the FY22 JAG grant for the Martin County Sheriff's Office in the amount of $26,321. This is for funding for equipment to be used within the criminal investigations in the Special Victims Unit at the Sheriff's Office. The 5th item is just a grant compliance item for the Mosquito Control Division. It's the execution of the annual certified budget for arthropod control to maintain grant compliance with our state grant. And then finally, we have the fiscal year 2023 fiscal policy update. There were no changes to the fiscal year 2022 fiscal policy other than correcting the number of CRAs from 7 to 6.
Did you do that already?
It was missed for a couple years. And that's all I have for you today.
Great. Commissioner Hurd.
Yeah, going back to number 2, do we know what 850 households are going to be incentivized?
Good morning, Commissioner. Sam Emerson, Utilities and Solid Waste Department. We do not. The $850,000 is system-wide. It's not in one particular community or one particular project like we've done with the IRL grants. So any folks that come in that want to connect, it will provide $1,000 discount for the connection of the property to the system in the right-of-way. So it will, whether it's vacuum system or a grinder sewer system, it will provide a $1,000 discount for the on-site portion.
Okay.
Commissioner Campy?
Any way it can be used for specific communities, like Palm City as an example?
It can be used for any communities in our service area.
But not in the project that we're working on that hasn't started yet?
Not yet. It's for when they're ready to connect. So this grant, it's a 5-year program, and it takes about 2 years for us to get to this point. And so we have about approximately 3 years now to spend those dollars.
Commissioners, this would be over and above the other grants that we receive. So as you know, we pay for the actual help with the construction of the infrastructure, getting the, whether it's the grinder pump station or the other connections in there, there are other fees associated with that, and this would be over and above what the residents already get to help them with their individual costs. And again, it's for any project throughout the county. And we've also combined this at times with the SELF program to provide even further assistance for those that have income limited abilities or otherwise.
I was just wondering, since our project sort of is pending now in Palm City, because the numbers came in so much higher than they have had on projects in the past. Just wondering, so people individually could come from that area that are being sort of held up, or no?
Yes, so the Palm City project is certainly the magnitude of getting that one even off the ground as we're looking for another grant. Once that project, and it successfully navigates the special assessment process, and then about, let's say, 2 years from now, when it's being completed, this grant or others like it, we would use for those who perhaps still need some assistance on getting their final connections. And certainly in Old Palm City, you have the water connections as well, and so this would help, especially some of those with an additional $1,000 towards their cost for improvements.
Thank you.
For sure.
And also, number 3, this project, I'm just unfamiliar with it, and it looks like there's already been $1.1 million awarded, and this is an additional $400,000. Just what's the status of the project? What's the project?
Susan Cora's Office of Community Development. The project is the Camino Trail in Golden Gate, and it will be a multimodal, 10-foot wide multimodal trail that will bisect from Indian to Jefferson, north to south in the neighborhood. We feel it will be a real game changer for them. It's going to include a place for the community to walk, to bike, to congregate. It will have a community garden. It will have some exercise equipment, picnic areas, and some very nice drainage aspects to it as well, bioswales and things like that. We have lots of partners on the program. We have, on the project, we have Cleveland Clinic, we have House of Hope, and they're helping to make this not just a beautiful amenity there, but also something I believe that the neighborhood could really use. So the funding piece is, some of the funds are TIF funds, and then we have 3 grants. We have one through Department of Environmental Protection, that's the Land and Water Conservation Fund, and that was, I believe, for $300,000 with a match. We have another Department of Environmental Protection grant, which is through Recreational Trails Program, and I believe that's the one that you're looking at today. That's for $400,000 with a match. And then we also have ARPA funds.
Thanks.
And it's going to be ready to go to bid in a couple of weeks.
Terrific.
Yeah.
We're probably going to see one of those trophy awards in a couple years.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Okay, we need a motion.
I will move approval of the 6 items.
Department item number 1. Second. We have a motion, we have a second. Any further discussion? Anybody from the public? Seeing none, back to the board. All in favor of the motion, say aye. Aye. All is opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you.
Stephanie, thank you. Last item on the agenda for this morning is Department item number 3, discussion and request for authorization to dispose of 2 county-owned parcels located within the Miles Grant Country Club community. Ms. Seguro, good morning.
Morning. I'm not used to saying good morning.
This item is a request for a
We can come
potential
back and we can do it this
disposition.
afternoon if you want.
Oh, that's okay.
Postpone.
Potential disposition of 2 county-owned parcels located on the former water treatment plant site within the Miles Grant Country Club. These parcels are no longer necessary for county use and are of insufficient size, shape, and location and are only of use to the adjacent property owner, Miles Grant. The 2 parcels were obtained in 2009 when the county purchased the Miles Grant and Indian River Plantation utility system. Miles Grant Utility Service is comprised of a golf course community, and there are approximately 1,200 water and wastewater connections serving the commercial and irrigation customers. The utility department interconnected the system after purchase with transmission lines under the Intercoastal Waterway, which was funded through the creation of MSBUs. In 2011, the county and Miles Grant Country Club entered into a utility asset agreement, which gave them the ability to manage the assets located on the property at their cost in exchange for use of the wells, raw water mains, and appurtenances for 10 years. In 2001, staff brought back an item for a 1-year extension. This provided staff to work with Miles Grant to establish a plan for Miles Grant to possibly purchase the property. Staff had an appraisal done on the property, and it was determined that should the BOCC approve the parcels for surplus, with the county retaining an easement encumbering the entire parcel and access to the lift station, force main, and IQ water lines needed, then the property could be deeded as unbuildable. If the board determines the 2 parcels as surplus to the adjacent property owner, then Florida Statute Section 27405 would apply. Staff will prepare a sales contract for Miles Grant, who has offered to purchase the property for $75,000, and it's going to be divided into 2 physical years to meet their requirements with their Property Owners Association. We ask that the board authorize staff to negotiate a contract for sale with a sales price of $75,000 and authorize the county administrator or designee to execute the contract and any associated documents with the understanding that staff will return for the final item to come for purchase.
Fantastic.
There's no questions.
Thank you for that, Commissioner Hurd.
Yeah, this is the most complicated exchange I've ever seen. Okay, so the county maintains an easement encumbering the entire parcel, and along with an access easement to everything, and the property is unbuildable, and why is Miles Grant buying it?
They approached us and they wanted to buy the property, and then we had several meetings discussing it, and these were the terms that everybody agreed upon.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody from the public wish to comment on this one? Seeing none, this was the parcel for Miles Grant Country Club. Department item number 3, we need a motion.
I'll move staff's recommendation.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any further discussion? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries unanimously. That brings us to the end of the day. We'll have our 5:05 public. Anybody from the public wish to comment at the end of the day? Seeing no one from the public, back to the board. Any further or any ending comments, Commissioner Jenkins?
Yes, Hopestown has its Hopestown Sound Fall Festival at Doc Marsh Park on Saturday.
This is the right Saturday?
This is the correct Saturday. And so we'll have a little car show, and some vendors and some fun, and it's to benefit the Women's Club. They've done it a couple of years, and it's always a good time. So please come out. Begins at 9, I believe.
And you said last time.
Well, if you get there at 9 and start.
If you get there at 9, yeah, you got a half hour. You can help set up, yeah.
Fantastic. Will you be hanging any banners for that?
I've already done that.
Very nice.
Yeah, that was fun.
Commissioner Heatherington.
Good. I just will congratulate Indiantown on a fantastic rodeo weekend. There was probably some record-setting sales on Saturday, and it was a good time had by all and some beautiful weather. So congratulations to Indiantown. And I think as was mentioned earlier, we have our ribbon cutting for the Martin County Golf Course tomorrow at 6 p.m. And we had a chance to go check it out this morning, some of us, and have breakfast.
Thursday.
Thursday, I'm sorry. Thursday at 6 PM,
get
and then
there
it should be open to the public on Friday. But we had a chance to check it out this morning and have breakfast, and it was, congratulate the staff. It's called The Sands, the restaurant, right? The Fish.
Fish.
The Fish.
Tomorrow, at the grand opening is at the Sands.
The Fish, and the food was fantastic, and they've done a fabulous job. So congratulations to them as well.
That's great.
Don't show up tomorrow.
Don't you? Well, you can, it's just, it'll be early. Commissioner Campy.
Yes, I wanted to congratulate Indiantown on the rodeo as well, but an interesting point came up that maybe over the course of the coming year we can work on. Of course, when it was Timer Powers Park, when it was in my district, yes, it was. Okay. We put the cover on it years ago, really highlights the rodeo, and we did a section of permanent bleachers that are taller. And then when they're having events out there, they either rent or the county Parks and Rec has some bleachers that they use from us. I think both nights they had to turn folks away on a sellout. And I don't mean a handful of people. I mean dozens, if not hundreds of people that made an effort to go out to Timer Powers Park. We were at capacity based on the bleachers. And I know for several years they've talked about taking that one section of bleachers and multiplying it on both sides of the arena. I think that we can try to figure that into a budget. That facility is used not just for the nights of the rodeo. It's very well utilized by a lot of different groups out in that neck of the woods. It's in unincorporated Martin County, even though Indiantown obviously is right there adjacent. I think I'd like to see us work on potentially putting more permanent bleachers. They're also higher and safer, and I think that would be a good idea as a suggestion to the district commissioner.
Well,
So now it's in his district, right?
so
The funding.
the current capacity meets District 3's capacity. So if District 5 would like to
That's what I was-
contribute, right,
That's what I was
to allow his
His
I'm just
constituents a place to sit.
I'm just being.
I don't think it's a
I-
district commission number. It's
I-
bigger than that.
I agree. This is, it was amazing. They had a little glitch in their system, which, that I understand, that put them over capacity, and they were literally in the parking lot handing out whatever, and it really wasn't a good situation. So there's ample room for more capacity, and we should do something about it.
You offering up anything?
It's not in my district.
Oh, no, it's not.
No, it
Oh.
used to be.
Oh, okay.
When all
Got
the
it.
action took place now.
It was never in your district, but that's okay.
If you look at a map of how yesterday I went on the county's website to take a look at how the district maps shape out. I mean, nearly the whole entire county is number 3 blue.
Yep.
But I got the prison. 2,000 members of the prison. I'm gonna give them
Sure.
bleachers,
I'm set.
extension ladders.
I don't know how you follow some of this. I'm set. Commissioner Donaldson. Mr. Donaldson? Ms. Woods?
I just wanted to remind everybody that there is a workshop of the ACCOB tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock in the Blake. It will be a workshop. The public's invited. It's being facilitated by county staff. It's at the Blake.
Everybody knows what ACCO.
Oh, I'm sorry, the Animal Control Care Advisory Board. And again, they're not going to vote. It's just to get public input and to get public participation into the ordinance and perhaps receive suggestions for compromise.
And this is on the ordinance that was relative to.
The one that prohibits the sale of cats, dogs, and rabbits at pet stores.
Is it at 4?
4 p.m. at the Blake Library tomorrow. There'll be a brief presentation and introduction, a period of time for public comment, and then we'll be having breakout tables for people to, again, who don't want to speak at the podium, that they can ask questions and provide comment, and that will be facilitated by county employees.
Fantastic. Anybody else? Anything for the good of the order? We are adjourned.